Hello and welcome to Igniting Hope with MTN, a podcast where we inspire, connect, and empower. I'm so excited. Today we have one of the most powerful online brands in the Kingdom of Eswatini. She is an influencer and she has been doing her work online very beautifully and growing a good fan base, including myself. I am a proud fan of Call Me Mrs. Dlamini. I want to take this time to allow you to introduce yourself. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. As Tando has said, I am Bani Dlamini, but you can call me Mrs. Dlamini. And that's how the Call Me Mrs. Dlamini brand was actually born. That's how I would introduce myself. Literally that. It was, I am
so cool.
Bani Dlamini, but you can call me Mrs. Dlamini. And that's how it came
Call
about.
me Mrs. Dlamini.
Yes.
That makes so much sense. And that is
Yes.
such a cool way to come up with the name. I absolutely love it. But how has the reception been? I think it's a very catchy name. The first time I saw your work online, I think the first time I actually met you was through your Instagram.
Yes.
And I was like, that's such a cool name. Tell us about that. What has your fan base's reception of your name been?
Honestly, I agree. Thank you that it's a cool name. And the reception has been amazing. I remember there was funny moments where people would start calling me, call me. They just say, call me.
And you know they're talking to you.
Yes. And I used to post and say, guys, I'm not call me Mrs. Dlamini, I'm Mrs. Dlamini. It says, call me Mrs. Dlamini. And they were like, we
know.
I just realized that it was a beautiful moment of like, I stopped fighting it because obviously I was like, no, guys, but I stopped fighting and I realized because this is powerful. This is a brand right here and it's being born. People all around are talking about it. People all around are calling me, call me. Yeah. So I was like, hey, it's okay. And I love it now.
I love it too. And I love it for you. I think, like I'm saying, I've been a fan and consuming so much of your content. You've ran content around food. You've ran content around your health journey. Yeah. You've ran content around beauty. Yes. And currently, I'm so excited that you are with us in the 21 Days of Y'ello Care. Yeah. And I've been seeing there's so much engagement. And I just love how your brand is actually pushing the spirit of hope in people, which is what we're trying to achieve, even through this podcast, just to encourage one another that, hey, we're actually a community of people and we should be intentional about empowering people and helping people. Yeah. And I think you've been doing very well on your socials. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much. For me, I think influence is great. Obviously, I will benefit from my influence. I'll monetize my influence. But what is influence without impact? What is influence without reaching out to our communities and just being a helping hand? Why not use it for good? I think even before I joined MTN, which I was very excited about that, by the way, I think I've already been doing some of that work where my brand, my following seeing me doing this with MTN, for them it's not like, oh, what is she doing now? It's like, oh, really? That's her. That's Call Me Mrs. Dlamini. That's her brand. I've helped people that have come to me and confided in me, told me that they're struggling. My following, guys, I don't even call them my followers. I call them my siblings because they really do feel like that. They feel like family to me. And they come through, like whenever I post and I say, guys, here's a single mom in need. Guys, here's this. They will send money, guys. They will trust me and send money so that I can then go, like I've bought groceries, blankets, and it's just so amazing. So for me, it was a no-brainer. Joining MTN for this was a no-brainer to me. It's what I aspire to do. Yeah. I want to do more of such work. And I think you guys are doing amazing. Yeah.
I love it. And I want us to dig a bit deeper into that a bit later. But let's talk about your brand, your social media brand. How has your experience been as an influencer? I mean, your laugh is up there. Yeah. People are seeing you. And I'm sure people recognize you when you walk even on the streets, as your siblings from your social media platforms. How has that experience been for you? And maybe before you even get to that, tell us, where do we find you? What other platforms where you are active?
Okay, so I'm active currently on Instagram at Call Me Mrs. Dlamini, as well as TikTok at Call Me Mrs. Dlamini. I'm trying to be active on Facebook. It was something that was very, we left Facebook in I don't know where, but yeah, we were not doing Facebook anymore. But Facebook is really doing well.
It's powerful.
So I just want to tap into that as well. Like, why not? And then I was on YouTube, but I took a break. I don't even know whether I should call it a break anymore. But people still to this day, it's been 4 years since I left YouTube, but it's
Your content is still
shocking
out there.
to me that people still ask me, when are you coming back to YouTube? And people are still on there. Actually, I've even gained more subscribers on YouTube, which is very weird.
Wow.
But yeah, I am on YouTube. Maybe I'll come back soon on YouTube.
Stay tuned to find out. Wow. So how has your influencing journey been like?
Right. Okay. So guys, I've been doing this for a long time actually. And I realized that, building a brand takes time, first of all, takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of investing into that brand. Obviously for me, I realized that obviously there were breaks in between, and that's why maybe in the beginning there wasn't that much impact. You know what I mean? I was not as consistent, which speaks to consistency being important as well. But I just want to first highlight that I've been creating content for a while. I feel like now, yes, I'm gaining traction. I can see where it's going, but this has been a long time coming. People know me now, but I've been trying to do this, and it's been beautiful creating a platform where there's my supporters. I don't call them followers. My supporters trust me, and they value what I bring to the table. It's for me, it's been amazing. People don't like the word influencer, but I say yes. That's powerful. Being an influencer is powerful because you're shaping so much, as an influencer. So
and I actually want to come in there because the first time I got an IV drip, or the first time I felt I could trust the whole IV drip thing that was going on, was after I saw you post your experience. Yeah, so I definitely agree. Being an influencer is powerful.
It's powerful, and you cannot run away from that.
Yeah.
I think I understand why some creators run away from it, because it's got a bad connotation, which is really sad because, like I said, that word right there, influence. I mean, when they speak about Forbes 30 under 30 and most influential, that when you say influencer, that is a huge title right there. And I'm not going to shy away from that. Yeah. If people are saying I'm influencing them, I'm very grateful. And all I can do is try and be, as honest as possible and just uphold my integrity, because also being an influencer, obviously if there's people trusting you with your recommendations and what you're bringing to them, what you're showing to them, and say, oh, there's this thing, you need to be honest about what you think about it. So it's a huge weight, but I love it.
Yeah. I love the way that you just put it now, because you're just bringing to light how influencing is actually an industry now. It's a job, and people are making money. That is why you are even mentioning that Forbes is recognizing that and honoring the people that are doing well in the influencing space. But talk to us a bit more about your experience as an influencer and monetizing it, or treating it as a job. I mean, we're currently in 21 days of Y'ello Care, and we are speaking to a theme that says connecting communities through digital platforms. And part of the connection that we want to amplify is that of livelihoods. Yeah. And as you've just highlighted, rightfully, that influencing is an industry now. Yeah. And we've been seeing a lot of people actually share good content, and we've been seeing I was actually sharing a joke. I'm from Hlangano, and I was sharing a joke with someone that, every street, when I go visit home, every street I walk on, there's people on the streets taking content, shooting each other. It has even become a thing. People go to town with big cameras because they know someone wants to take a picture. Yes. And that's just part of the beauty and how the industry of influencing is getting established. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? And maybe just sharing your experience on it as well.
I mean, look, we all know that it's still a growing industry. So it's not quite where, or obviously we would want it to be. And that's why you don't get a lot of full-time content creators in our country. just because it's just not sustainable at the moment. I have hope. I have so much hope, even if it takes us, I don't know how long. But we're growing. I can see where brands are really, really trying to include us as content creators / influencers. I see it. And I just hope that more and more brands can jump on the bandwagon and realize that we actually are so powerful at reaching those communities, reaching your consumers that you want to reach. We are the ones that can help you bridge the gap. So, I'm glad that you spoke about livelihood, because we can say, yes, it's important, the work that we're doing and what I spoke about as being an influencer for a purpose, but we can't shy away from the fact that obviously if you're doing this, you have to feed yourself, have to feed your family, you have to make a living out of it, And I can't wait for the day when there'll be more full-time content creators just because it pays that well. I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think so too. Possible. I think so too. And I'm actually, as you're speaking, I'm just interested to know from your experience, what are the areas of improvement as a country, or the areas of focus that we should all be focusing on towards ensuring that the influencing industry is well established in the country? Because I mean, if it is a prospective source of livelihood for people, then that is what we are trying to do as a country, empower our economy, empower the socio-economic status of the country. So just from your experience and your thoughts, your observations, what are some of the areas that you think if we focus on that and just make sure that we strengthen our ropes there and there, then we can definitely have a successful influencing industry and even get to the point where we have local influencers recognized by Forbes.
Yes, internationally. I think the first thing that comes to mind is collaboration. Collaboration is so important. It is so important. On your own, there's only so much that you can do. I don't know if I can speak about this, but I think of Zinzi, another powerful brand. I think Zinzi is where she is today because she managed to leverage the people around her. She made those connections and she was able to form a team of people who will produce quality content. Do you know what I mean? So collaboration is definitely so important because there's talented people out there, but you find that maybe they're overlooked because maybe they don't have the right equipment. They don't have, just good cameras to create quality content. So this is actually testament right now to how powerful collaboration is. Here's MTN, and then here am I and this crew. And we came together to create this podcast right here. You know what I mean? So yes, this is a CSI project, but if we can do it for this, we can also do it outside of this for other campaigns or whatever. And then the other thing I would say is that I just think that brands need to be also more intentional about including us, whatever it may be. I appreciate that MTN is inviting us to these things as well as peculiar people. They're doing amazing work, and I think they see us, which is why they want us at these things that they host, at these events that they host, which is great. But I think going beyond that, there needs to be some sort of rapport and relationship formed. It can't just be, you've invited me to an event, I come to your event, I post about the event, and that's it. That's where it ends. I think that's where maybe we are lacking, and we need to just strengthen that and be more intentional about it, and form those relationships so that, because, I understand that when people think about marketing or people, marketing heads or marketing execs in whichever company, you're thinking it as it's a far thing. It's like an institution almost, but it's actually people. It's just normal people who are working in the marketing department. So if we can get to connect with those people, network with those people so that they know us, we know them, create these relationships, I think it'll really go a long way.
Absolutely amazing. And thank you for sharing those. And we believe that whoever is in the marketing field, whoever is in the branding field, we all receive this as good feedback, because as I'm saying, I literally allowed myself to have a needle stuck in me to put in an IV drip because I was influenced by a person who I trust from online. So that just shows how powerful the work that you do is. And definitely as companies, I think, or as brands, I think leveraging on that and as you've rightfully said, you know, cultivating those collaborations, it can do a lot of good for our products, for our brands, and definitely take us even far as a country and establish firmly a new industry of influencing. Yeah. So I absolutely love it. But let's talk about 21 Days of Y'ello Care. You've been joining us on some of our activities. We went to Nhlangano, to a school, we wanted to put up, you know, a solar powered borehole for the kids there. And I saw you digging. You held, I mean, I didn't even know you could do that. Like you had a whole shovel.
Footage of me doing that right now.
Yes. I'm very happy that our editor is in the room. So he knows to do right. But let's talk about that experience for you.
Oh, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. You know, when you hear about these initiatives from far, it seems like such a story, but being there it was absolutely amazing. Getting to put my, you know, you being in for sure in the ground in order to, and seeing the project come to life. It was absolutely amazing. It was, we literally from start to finish, and then we ended up drinking the water.
Yeah.
For me, that was a powerful moment when we were all now drinking the water, enjoying the beautiful water that was coming out of the borehole. It was just, it just made everything so, like, I got to see the vision. I was like, okay, wow, this is amazing what we've done for this community. And the fact that the community was also right there. They didn't say, oh, MTN is doing this for us, so Siyabonga MTN, and they were watching us. No, they were right there with us. It was beautiful. Yeah.
It was
beautiful.
That's so true. And I think, I felt the same way. Seeing the MTN team, you know, MTNers, I think we had our marketing department on that day. People were there digging, you know, for the pipe and everything. And like you're saying, when we got there, it was just ground. But we dug for the pipes, we put the pipes under the ground.
Amazing.
And put the solar power, or rather the solar panels up. And like you're saying, by the end of the day, the pump was working and there was water flowing, and that was just beautiful. And seeing the collaboration between the MTNers and the community, I think by the end of the day, people had made friends. I'm actually right.
I know I did, yeah.
Right? Yeah. It was just a beautiful day. It was just a beautiful, and I'm so happy to hear this feedback from you that you also just felt touched. Because I think it's so easy for us to stay in our comfortable spaces, and because you're comfortable, you forget that there's people out there that actually need something that I can be able to provide. And as a result, you don't, you know, take up space to go and provide when it could actually be just easy for you to go and do or help or do whatever it is that they need. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm grateful because without you, I would never, I mean, I can't afford to go install a board for a school, but because of you guys, I was able to be a part of it. So I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I think another activity where we saw you participate was the e-commerce training seminar that we had with a peculiar people. It was such a beautiful and powerful day. We had some of the most powerful brands in the country from different types of industries, you know, share their story, share their experience to just empower the business people that were in the room. How was that experience for you?
It was really, really good. It was so good. I really love what you guys are doing, and again, collaboration.
100%.
Because it was MTN and a peculiar people plus all the sponsors, you know, that were responsible for the event. So it's really beautiful. You can't go wrong when we come together and collaborate. For me, I learned a lot as well. I might not be in business right now, but I do plan on being. So there were definitely some nuggets that I took away, and I'm so grateful for that. You know, and I love that the government as well is a part of this. So you guys better download the Government in Your Hand app. Yes, I actually downloaded it yesterday. I've been meaning to download it, but you see, such things are important because yesterday I was like, okay, fine, I'm doing this, and wow, guys, I know they said it's a work in progress, but I was able to actually what's this thing when you are when you have a business name and then you want to your
company registration.
Yes, I was able
reserving
the name. I was able to do that yesterday while I was sitting there in the audit.
You have a whole business name reserved now. I love it. From the comfort of your seats and just your phone.
With MTN's Wi-Fi, I was able to do that.
I love it. I love. Do you want to tell everyone how to download?
It's so easy. You just go onto your App Store or Google Play Store and you type in Government in Your Hand, and it'll be right there. It's on the icon. It's GIYH. It's basically the initials. But when you type it out, type Government in Your Hand and register with your ID and your names as they appear on your ID. Okay. And then, just like that. You're registered.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? We actually will be having the Ministry of ICT join us in the series. So please do stay tuned because we will have them and they'll tell us more about the Government in Your Hand app and what you can do. But thank you so much for sharing your experience with that. And I love the fact that you were able to use it on the spot and it worked. That's absolutely beautiful.
Amazing.
Thank you so much, Swati. As we are just winding up our podcast for today, what are your parting words? What would you want to say to an upcoming influencer out there or somebody who's interested but they don't know how to start or how to go about, entering the influencing space? What would you say to that person?
Okay. Honestly, I know you've probably heard this a number of times, a million times, but just start. Just start. Okay. I think we spoke about camera quality. We spoke about all these things and those things will come, but just start because I started and I think it has helped me actually to grow slowly because I've managed to get those loyal followers who stick by me no matter what. So just start and continue and be consistent. Okay. And try your best to create quality content with what you have, of course, but do it because you never know what could come out of it. Growing takes time, so you need to be patient. I think I've realized that you really need to be patient, but I think with the hard work that you put in, we'll definitely see results. And I also want to say to the brands as well, we hope that you do consider what I did say, about the collaboration and us working more and more with influencers. That would be amazing to see. And I believe that it's possible and it will happen.
Definitely. It is possible and it will happen because the digital space is the future. So thank you so much. Thank you. You can call me Mrs. Dlamini. That was Mbali Dlamini, aka Call Me Mrs. Dlamini. You can find her on her social media. She has TikTok, she has Instagram, and she has Facebook as well. So do check her out. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And thank you for tuning in today. We're doing this again, and I will see you in the next one.
Y'ello Care. Take you